This video lesson is really important for anybody that plays guitar and has even a slight interest in the blues. Because in this lesson I'll teach you the Robert Johnson turnaround. It is the turnaround. Robert Johnson played it basically in all of his songs. Later it was adapted by the Chicago blues guys like Muddy Waters in the 50s, and then later I'll show you a version that was adapted from Stevie Vaughan, and then I'll have another version that was adapted by Eric Clapton in the early 2000s. I'll not only teach you different levels of this turnaround, so no matter what playing level you are, this is for you, but also I'll show you for different situations what to play, like when you're playing rhythm guitar in a band, when you're playing solo guitar in a band, and when you're playing unplugged blues on your own. And then I'll show you how to play in all the keys. So, does that sound good? Okay, here is some of the stuff that you'll learn in this video. Hello and welcome. My name is Andy and this is the place where blues guitar is made easy. So what is a turnaround? You'll see the 12-bar blues progression over here. We'll have 4 bars of A, then we'll have 2 bars of D and 2 bars of A, and then we'll have E, D, and then in those final 2 bars, that's where you'll play a turnaround. A turnaround is a melody or a chord progression or something that leads you back to the top of the progression. The turnarounds we'll learn in this lesson have 2 parts, the A part and the E part. In the A part you play a melody, a line that goes from the A down to the next E or up to the next E. And on the E part you play around with the E. You can embellish the E chord from above, from below, or you'll just play a certain rhythm on the E. In the easiest version of the turnaround, we'll play a melody downwards from A to E. It looks something like this. So the notes that we have here are the A, 7th fret D string, and then down a whole step to the minor 7th, so we have a 7th chord, and then we go half step by half step till we reach the E. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and on the 1 of the E chord of the E bar we'll land on E. So we don't want to jump around so much, so we don't play the A here, but we play it here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Instead of those last 3 E notes, we can also play little E chords. For example, this one, which is middle finger D2, index finger G1, and pinky B3. You could also play the complete E7 chord. Instead of the first A note, we can play the low A note. So instead of this A, we can play the open A. This would be even more Robert Johnson style. Altogether it sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe you have noticed that instead of going down finger by finger, I moved the middle finger on those last 2 notes from here to here. So I'm already in position for the E shape. Here. Makes it just a little bit easier. If you want to make that turnaround movable so you can play it in any key, we'll just need to finger the first note. Instead of the open A, we'll use the ring finger to play the 5th fret of the low E string. It's the same note. So, and then we'll continue, or just like we did before. If the tempo is a little slower, then we can also play shuffled eighth notes instead of quarter notes. So like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. What do you do if you're playing lead guitar instead of rhythm guitar? Probably you want to play the turnaround a little higher than before. So we'll just put this up an octave to this A. The fingering and everything is exactly the same. Index finger, pinky, ring, middle, pinky. And now here, index, pinky, ring, middle, and index again. Instead of just playing that E note, now we'll embellish it a little bit. We'll just go below and go up again. So we'll do, but again we don't want to jump around like this. So these two notes are also here. And back to here. Let's play this. 3, 4. Now let's say the tempo is a little slower again, so we can play shuffled eighth notes again. So we'll play every note twice, and then that little embellishment. 1, 2, 3, 4. Notice that sometimes I play with a pick and sometimes with the fingers. Many of the old blues guys just played with their bare fingers, or maybe with one thumb pick and a bare finger, or a finger pick, or any combination. It's just about individualism and finding your own tone. Also note that two of these notes are played short. This and this, right? Bap, ba, da, ba. And now let's play that part together with the band. This next variation is one I learned from Stevie Vaughan. He played something like this. So what do we have here? First of all, we have some triplets. It starts with a low note and a high note. You jump with your first finger. These are shuffled eighth notes, and now we'll have some triplets. And it's basically with a shuffle feeling, but in between two identical notes you always play that note again. So it's pinky, index, and back to pinky, and then the ring finger, index, back to ring finger, middle finger, index, back to middle finger, and those last two notes together. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we'll play, instead of those melody notes, let's play those notes D, D sharp and E as chords. D, D sharp, E. Now what's that for a chord? I guess you probably know that C chord. If you add your pinky on the G string, 3rd fret, you'll have a C7. And now I'll only play the low 3 strings with that fingering, C7, and I move it up, C sharp 7, D 7, D sharp 7, and here on 7, 6, 7 we'll have the E7 chord. And so instead of D, D sharp, E, we'll play it here, D, D sharp, E, with those chord notes. So let's play that together with the band. Now we'll play the same thing again, but instead of the embellishment from below, we'll embellish the E from above. Note the different rhythm here. First we had 1 and 2 and, so 4 shuffled notes. Now we'll have 1 and is a rest, 2 and 1 and 2 and with the chords 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 4. Let's play that with the band. And now the Robert Johson turnaround. We'll have the low bass run again, but this time, at the same time, we'll have the root on the 5th fret of the high E string, so we need to change the fingering a little bit. We'll use our ring finger, our middle finger and our index, and then we have to spread the index a little bit, and all while at the same time playing that high note. So 1, and then with the high note, 2, 3 with the high note, 4 with the high note, and the last one with the high note also. And then we'll embellish that again. Note that I'm playing the chord only on the last beat. So not all of these notes, not on the last 3, but only on the last note. And also note that here I'll play the chord a little bit arpeggiated, so not like this, but more like this. So here is yet another variation. Now we'll play the top note as 8 notes, while the bass run still is quarter notes. And that sounds something like this. So what do we have here? The bass note, 1, on the end, the high note, and then on 2 both notes, 2 and high note, 3 both notes, 3 and high note, 4 both notes, 4 and high note, and on 1 both again, 2, 3, 4. Man, isn't that sounding great? Let's play it with the band. And now let's move from the key of A to the key of E. In the key of E, we'll start on the low E string and we'll move the pinky to the B string 5th fret. Of course, we also could play the open E string, which would be the same note, but we have more control over how long the note rings if we finger it. So, now we have something like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And now let's play for a change the B7 chord in quarter notes. Staccato. So 2, 3, 4. Staccato means you play it very shortly, so you hit it and you immediately stop the strings. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. And now let's play with the band, and I'll also play now on the high note triplets. So I'll play something like this. That is, I play 3 notes on each beat. 1 and now 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. Let's play it with the band. With a little bit of practice, you will be able to play the most important turnaround of them all, and also now you are prepared what to play in the turnaround situation if you're playing in a band, the rhythm part, if you're playing the lead guitar part in a band, or if you're playing on your own with your acoustic guitar. If you want to download the tabs and the playback for free, check out the link below in the description under the video. Let me know in the comments below which playing techniques do you want to know more about. Which songs should I cover in future lessons? Which artists are your favorite? Let me know and I will see what I can do for you. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Watch another video of mine. I'll add a few videos here and I'll see you in the next video.